Good morning. I mean, you can barely see me. You can barely see that. That is two witches. It's a marker for the Pendle Way, which is bizarre because I don't remember this bit at all. Very strange. Early morning, it's only about 7 o'clock, and because it's autumn, we've barely got any daylight. Sun's just coming up, straight on the trail. Got a big slog today, but I'll get back to you when you can actually see me. Welcome back to the trail on this, I don't know, what will you call it, foggy autumnal morning. I'm liking that word, autumnal. And we've already racked up 2 miles, 1.8. 2 miles because it's farmland, and I got out of the car where I'd parked in Lancashire Bridge. I got about 7, it was still dark, so we've walked up following a beautiful trail along the river or brook. And now we're here, heading towards our first trig point of the day. 330 something, it'll come up on the screen when we touch it. As you can see behind me, we've got this beautiful foggy morning. We've got some blue sky, we've got cows, of course. But the weather, I'm not expecting much sunshine today. We've been given a report for just cloudy, but you never know. So, before I was looking that way, and you can just see a wooden cross, and it was completely misty, and I thought, wow, someone's put a cross up there, and it's not, it's a signpost. So we're going to head up there, find this trig point, carry on. As you can tell, it's blowing an absolute gale. But what's confused me twice now, and we're only over 2 miles in, I keep seeing signs for the Pendle Way, but this trig point and 2 benches that are over there, I have no memory of whatsoever. Absolutely bizarre. I'm going to go, when I finish this walk, look at the video and see if for some reason I've missed this out. I don't see how. Absolutely strange. If there is footage, I'll put it up now. But yeah, I would remember a trig point with 2 benches. I would make use of those benches. Maybe I did. I've just got no memory. Anyway, we're going to carry on. So the goal for today, if you let me get my map while we're here talking, is to head towards Lund's tower. So right now we're here this trig point, and we're going to go that way, east. Got a lot of farmers' fields to trudge through. Got some road walking, and then we're going to hit Earl Crag to Lund's Tower, and then we're going to come back on ourselves south, then west, and then we're going to pick up the Pennine way, and we're going to go over the moors to Wolfstone, this big area of moorland here. So we've got some more of the Yorkshire Dale, so that's Oakworth Moor to the southeast. And I hit the trig point, that's 439 I think. Then we're going to go drop down to Watersheddles Reservoir, which from another video, I think it was Trodden Forest, we walked the Bronte Way with ferns up to here. It was a bit of a trudge, so we're going to pick that the bit after the Bronte Way up and walk that way up to Wycollar again, familiar part of the Pendle Way, back to the car at Lancashire Bridge. Right, enough rambling, let's get some walking done. We're going to make sure we have a break every 4 miles because it's a 16 miler today. So the first 4 miles we're going to get a brew on because it's a bit chilly today. Yeah, happy to be out. Just like that, the cloud cleared, and now we've got the view. Well, that was some hard trudging through the farmers' fields. It's always hard work, and my boots pretty much wet, my socks are damp. But we're 3.5 miles in. Now we're going to get to the end of this track, pick up the main road, and that main road is going to head northeast to Cowlin, and from Cowlin we're going to go south and find Lund's Tower. So it's a proper, I mean, you can see the blue skies, but don't be fooled, it's cold, it's wet, proper, I'm not going to say it again, it's a very much an autumn day today, and from experience this is going to be the bread and butter now of hiking until the summer next year, which is a shame. But I'm not going to be put off. I'm still on the search for some proper waterproof boots. If I could just sort that out, even better. Yeah, definitely ready for a brew now. With a flask this time because I expected the wind, which is exactly what you can hear now. We need a bit of sugar, there's a couple of 3-in-1s, that's a bit better. We got a brew, and we've got picnic for today. Oh goodness gracious me, that's good. That was some slog, definitely some slogging. So that's Cowlin down there, that's where we're going next. The weather forecast was accurate, just cloudy, cold, damp. But our spirits, they're not damp. Delightful. Typical. I could have been having my lunch in there, or my break at least. Bit of a hike. So this is the part where it gets a bit tricky. We want Lund's tower, which is across this ridge line, but there's a very small section where there's no path. Now this is promising because we found a public footpath, and I want to go east towards the tower, and there's another 2 landmarks there. I don't see why there wouldn't be a footpath. So this is promising. Already an existing path with dog walker signs, so I'm hoping there is a path there. If not, I've got 2 options: is to come back, which you know I'm not going to do. Second is to just carry on and leave it behind. We'll see. So far so good. Yeah, local village shop in Cowling, which would be super handy if you're doing the Pennine Way, because Pennine Way just met the road before Cowling. There was a campsite and B&B right next to it, obviously for the Pennine Wayers, and then further on there's a shop, so that'd be a great place to resupply if you were doing the Pennine Way. So I went a little bit bonkers. I got 2 energy drinks, a pack of wafers, 2 chocolate bars, what else, bag of peanuts. I feel like I've slacked today on the snacks. Got my sandwich, which is a sausage baguette, but yeah, feeling a bit listless. I've been dieting all week just to get rid of some excess weight I've put on. I like to keep it at a certain level, about 15 stone. I've let it creep up over the summer, so I'm going to bring it back down. This sheep's showing some interest in me. He's creeping his way over. A really angry looking sheep down there. Yeah, so there we go. We'll get up to Lund's tower. What are we at now? 5.5 miles. Dinner time is going to be the 8-mile mark, which should put us on, or at least near, the moors. I'll talk some more then. You know I like to talk. So we've come up from here to this sheep gate. Obviously they've had some major issues with dogs. I like the excuses. He won't hurt them. She's only playing. He's not bothered about sheep. It's only a chicken or duck. I didn't see the signs. That's quite cool. Clearly says, take your poo bags home. That goes back to what I said. I don't bring shads. Anyway, I'm going to go this way onto the crag. Interesting one. Not sure I'm going to get my gear through. Here's the old climbing method. Oh. Heading up to the farm, and then it's make or break time. Yeah. Sure, the views would be spectacular any other day of the week. Sure, I've heard that before. 2001 to 2021. Tragic. So that was one of my other points of interest on the trail. Its name will have appeared, but the reason I'm pressing on is because I had a bit of not an awkward situation, but I wanted to be careful. Obviously you can tell it's completely foggy up here, and a young woman walking 4 or 5 dogs. So as we both set off up the hill, I kind of didn't want to be the creepy guy behind her, so I jumped in front, passed a few words, but I could see she was a little bit uncomfortable, especially as the fog was in. So I sped up, got up here, took my video. Now we're pressing straight onto Lund Tower. Yeah, that's why we're not stopping. Bet the views would be spectacular if it wasn't for the cloud. So this is Lund Tower, built by, so we get a full view there, you see, built by James Lund in 1887, and it's classed as a folly, a grade 2 listed building. Some call it the Ethel Tower, based on, they think maybe he built it for his daughter on the 21st, also known as the Jubilee Tower, but more affectionately known, combined with the Pinnacle over there, Wainman's Pinnacle, which we passed earlier, the salt and pepper pots. So we were on Earl Crag, that's where this tower's been built. We're now going to go down, pick up the road, make our way to the moors. Not holding out much hope for any views today. That's a bit fancy. Got a big old chunk of road walking to do now. Wind's right behind me. So we're kind of going back on ourselves. We've gone across that way and now we're coming back on the main road before we pick up some public footpaths, get us on the Pennine Way again. We're going to take the Pennine Way over the top of the moorland. That's the plan. It's a long climb of a road at the minute. So I stopped, took a layer off because it's warming up now. Had some water, a bit more comfortable now. Approaching the halfway mark. Long road. I'm sure you want to hear all about my weekend plans. It's Friday, and obviously I don't work Fridays. Got Daniel coming around tonight for a bit of time together, watch a film, have some food. And tomorrow and Sunday my wife's off, so we'll chill out in the house, catch up on some Silent Witness, that's about it. Don't think I'll get out walking again this weekend. I'm always glad if I get out at least once. And now, because I've walked today, I'll be able to do the video editing tonight. Tomorrow, instead of like last one, Thorpe fell. It took me all week to edit because I just didn't have the time. So, a bit more organised. That's where we were, Wainman's Pinnacle. Well, it's not an ideal spot, but seeing as our benches are few and far between, when I actually need them, I'm going to take it and have dinner. Because after this, we're going straight up onto the moors. It's just going to be a grey, gloomy day today. Just accept facts. No point getting upset about it. It's dry. Northumberland, I don't remember that. We're in the rubbish pouch. It's not necessarily, sorry, that's the microphone falling down. It's not necessarily cold, it's enough to chill you. So, oh yeah, Malwoot. I couldn't resist, they were on the till. Got 2 cans of that. Can't read it from there, can you? Car coming. Boost energy. That's emergency rations right there. What else did I get? I went a bit overboard. But better to have too much than not enough, which was the risk I was running. Right, anyway. So, a needle pulling thread. Never give up my day job. I finished Shackleton's book. Just as a reminder, I'm going to lean this way. Shackleton's book. Written by Ranulph Fiennes. And I'm in 2 minds. I've got a new project in the back of my mind, which I'm just thrashing out in my head in relation to books, reading and general trail. Going 2 in 1 this time. So if you don't know anything about Shackleton, he was an explorer, late 1800s, early 1900s. I think he died about 47. And he wanted to make a name for himself very early on in his life. Tried his best as a hero and set out on an expedition to the South Pole with Scott, can't remember his first name, Scott of the Antarctic. And although it was a failure the first time, he wanted to have another crack at it. He made his own expedition, went back, failed again, nearly died on both occasions. And then after that, always wanted to try again. So when he did, his boat got stuck in the ice. And he never even got started on a 3rd expedition. Never really took off, and he now is famous for surviving this horrendous ordeal of getting his crew. Obviously had to abandon the ship, I think it was the Endurance, and travel back to St. George's Bay. Forget I even said that. I'm useless remembering stuff. Anyway, so we had to fight to get back, a bit like Captain Bligh with the Bounty. So we had to get in a little boat eventually and get his crew across to a dry land, and from there get to basically a whaling station, the nearest one. Anyway, by the by, it was an epic feat to try and get him back, but it basically came off the back of 3 failures. And all the way through it, he even admits himself, miraculous things happened, and I'm talking miraculous. Ice clearing, paths opening up, stuff you can't just put down to fate or good luck. And even he admitted that even though on this one part of the expedition where he crossed some mountains there were 3 people together, he believed there were 4, i.e. God had joined him. And all through his life there were Christians in his life. There was the Dowager at the time, he gave him 2 Bibles and a blessing. She was a believer as far as I can tell. And yet at every stage, even when he finally escaped and got back to civilization, he claimed the glory for himself and saw him rescuing his own men as one of his greatest legendary achievements, and didn't give the glory to God. And I think it's a shame. He had a chance, and I hope he did before the end, before he died. But you just think, how many opportunities have you been given to come to God, the true God, not the fake ones? So on the whole, I'm amazed that this guy's a legend for basically failing 3 times. I'll give him credit, he got his team out, but he also put them there in the first place. So he gets mixed reviews from everyone. And there you go, Shackleton, Ranulph Fiennes. Very good account. He tries to be as unbiased as possible, and he can't help but put his own expeditions in. Ranulph Fiennes, obviously, an explorer himself in the Antarctic. There you go. On to the next book. On to my sandwich. Look at that. Oh, spicy sausage. Lovely. Delightful. Well, I've finished my sandwich. I haven't finished my brew though. And as I was sat here, a woman, probably about my age, came hiking up. Regular hiker, you can tell by the gear. And she stopped and had a chat. She was surprised because this bench is always empty. No, son's in the Royal Marines. She's quite worried because obviously with the current thing going on, her mum is always going to be worried about her son who's in the military. But we got chatting back and forth. But she has warned me that the rain is set to come in at 2 o'clock apparently. And the way these clouds have changed, it certainly looks like a real possibility. At the moment, it is just gone 12 o'clock. Excuse me. I really do want to be up onto the moors. Can't help but say it, I even said it before, as it were. Moors. Be onto the moors and get at least to the other side before 2 o'clock. Gary puts me at finishing at 3. He didn't take into account breaks, so. Well, that's my lunch. I think I'll have a cube. So I need to repack my bag. So, oh yes, little cubes. Just like chocolate wafers. Polish, I think. Yeah. Right. With that intelligence in mind, I'm gonna pack up, refreshed, hit the trail, not stop till the opposite side of the moorland. What are they saying? What water shadows? I don't know. That reservoir we went to last time. So we come from Pond Hill Farm, we've come down and we're going to skirt along the edge of the moorland. We're not going to go straight up, skirt along the edge until we connect with the Pennine Way. And I'm hoping, because the Pennine Way is a national trail, in past hikes it's been really well paved, really well looked after, and that's going to take us over the top. Now the woman was absolutely right. Thought I might get some spitting then. The rain's set to come sort of 3 o'clock-ish, which Gary says that's the time we should get back to the car at this pace. But my gut is telling me it's going to rain long before then. So I'm keen to just get up onto the moors, bash this out and get onto the other side. I can just see a finger post. That's what I'm going to aim for. There's no real track here. Heavy breathing, slogging our guts. You can see the post we're aiming for there. How convenient. Oh, there we go. Finger post ahead. You can see we've got these ruins here. That looks like a good place to sit, but not yet. Not for a long time. We're going to pick up the Pennine Way now, and fingers crossed, should be a little bit easier going. Sun's trying to come out. Went that way. I keep seeing these huts. All got wood burners in. That one's pretty swanky over there. Can't just be for grouse shooting, surely. And as always, just as I came around the corner, talking to myself on the camera, 2 people came up, and there was no point hiding it at that point. I just said, and here's me thinking I was on my own, and they said they thought the same. She had a tablet with her, said she was checking out the condition of the route. Don't know if that was just for herself or whether that's her job. So there were a couple. Yeah, lovely, nice to meet people occasionally on the trail. I like when they make an effort to talk, just pass the time. It's good, and trains me out of my misanthropy. So you can see the Pennine Way. Other sections I've been on, been really well paved, really well looked after. So now we've got out the muddy bit. We've got these stones. Whether they're going to carry on up to the top of Wolf Stones, don't know. But we'll see. Weather's holding off. All good. Yeah, I was challenged because a few people have said to me, and you know I've always considered myself a solo hiker because I like to be on my own. And a few people like Tim, I'm just going to rub your face there. A few people like Tim challenged me on it. How can a Christian want to be on his own? Is that kind of an oxymoron? And then I think Daniel, my brother, we're a bit the same way. We like our own company, but then obviously eventually you get a word from God and there's a proverb, and I can't remember what it is, so the editor is going to put it on here now. And to summarise, it basically says, don't isolate yourself. And as soon as I read that, I'm like, okay, conviction. It's not really helpful to isolate myself. So I make an effort when I see people to talk to them, if they want to talk to me. Try and put them at ease, because I look a bit freaky. I look a bit crazy old man with a beard. And yeah, making an effort with people now. Still like my solo hiking though. I do, and that's for other reasons. That's not because of my feelings towards people, that's because I can organise my route, can enjoy it at my own pace, do my own thing. That's all I've got to say about that. That's where we've come from. Very murky. Where were these when I needed them? Where were these shelters? Always at inappropriate places. Where's he gone? I don't think you can see that. There he is. Gyps. So Gary has put us at 437 metres. So we are not far from the correct height for the trig point at Wolfstones. I nipped off, the fog was my help. I nipped off into the fog to do some paperwork, if you catch my drift. And I'm not taking any chances now. People keep showing up at random. You're never as isolated as you want to. So we'll touch this trig point and we just ain't gonna hang around. I think we're about ready for a break, but I'll wait till we're off. Probably till we get down to the reservoir, and then we'll have probably a third and final brew, maybe one of the snacks. And I'll tell you something, it has been such a gentle climb coming from the north side of Oakworth Moor. I haven't really felt it at all. So I am starting to feel a bit of spit, but I think that's because we're in the cloud line. You can tell by the crackling, we're windy. Yeah, both climbs today have been relatively easy. I've never felt like, oh man, I'm ready to give up. It's really good, really happy with that. So yeah, we'll touch this trig point, then we'll get off the top, hopefully before the rain comes in. That's the trig point at Wolfstones, and as you can tell, the wind's whipping up, there's spray in the air, heavy cloud coming in. It's 2 o'clock now. I really want to get back off the moors, down to the reservoir, long before that rain kicks in. Woo-wee! Yeah, gonna take any path I can find down that works well with Gary. There was a little bit of trail here, and if you're thinking about the trig, coming from sort of north-northeast, but it didn't seem to go anywhere. I'm going to follow it now, see if it takes me back to the Pennine Way. Another one bagged. Okay, Pennine Way coming up from the south, and coming off from it is just this, basically a sheep track, and that goes straight to the trig point. Nice even flat ground. The map I will put up, I'll just put to here. I'm going to put up here now. That's the location where you break away. You should be able to see it. A gentle split in the path. And the landmark feature is that body of water there. It's just a small, basically a pond. When you see that on your right, it's off to your left. That's if you're doing that. If you're coming from north to south, then carry on down the Pennine Way until you reach this point. And like I said, it should be on the map there for you to see. I was going to note it now, but I have no signal. Yeah, no signal up here. So right, we're done. We've bagged the trig. Now the sun keeps trying to come out. I'm not going to rely on that. Got less than an hour to get off. We're going to dog leg down, and like I said before, water schedules, I think it is, reservoir, and then we're going to pick up familiar path through Collar on the Pendle Way again, third time, and back to Lundshire Bridge. I used to play in Stain. I'm going to get off the moors, have a brew. Oh, pushing on, pushing on. Now broke off from the Pennine Way, heading west, due west literally, along this wall, then drop south to the reservoir, and as the clouds cleared, I can just see over the top of the wall the reservoir and the main road. Another bag of dried apples. So we're at the reservoir. Water shiddles, water shadows, water, I don't care. On the previous video, Ladlaw, we came up there, behind you, through the Bronte Way. But I'm now at crunch time because it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I did get talking to a shepherd over there, true shepherd, bringing his sheep in with his wife and or daughter. And we both had a bit of a chat. It was nice to talk, and I was off track originally, and the woman shouted to me to cross over and get on the other path nicely, because there was no way out from the direction I was going, so she was helping me out. So she kind of called over, so I moved across, found my path and got back on it. But yeah, so I got talking to the bloke, really nice guy, really nice. But then we both agreed that a massive cloud of rain is coming in, and I can see it just behind the camera there. So that's the original plan. That takes us on sort of tracks to rejoin the Pendle Way through Collar, snaking up along the Pendle Way up to Lundshire Bridge, which has all been done before, so you can see what's coming. We've done all that before. There's a tiny stretch here that I didn't walk last time, or maybe I did. But time is now against me. The rain's coming in. I'm just going to road walk to Lundshire Bridge. This road will take me straight there. I've got 4 miles left on Gary, and I haven't got the time really to finish it. I'm not bothered. Again, the best part of the trail has been done. This is familiar stuff. Collar, I'm tired of seeing. I should have just seen this coming and jumped on the road. That's what we're going to do, but before we do that, I am going to treat myself to a brew before I get wet, and a snack, then we're just going to bash out some miles. You can see all here. This is thick rain cloud coming in now. We're beyond 3 o'clock, so it's well overdue. Look at the stare. The sun's out. What happened to the rain? Never even materialised. It's gorgeous. What a lovely evening. Anyway, by the by, I didn't change the fact that we needed to walk on the road because we're out of time. And we've walked 16 miles. We're in Lancashire Bridge, but Lancashire Bridge seems massive. And I remember this road from, I can't remember what, Ladlaw, I think it was, the Panopticon. So we'll pass that, I think. And then down there. Oof, looks like a way off. Anyway, by the by, carrying on. The sun is literally in my eyes now. Rain. It said rain. Literally, the sun is out. Could not have got that weather report wrong. More wrong. It's no good. Need a boost. Feel pretty damn good, I'm going to be honest. Best I've felt for 15-16 miles for a long time. Feel fresh, feel like I could just carry on. Must be the wafers. Just behind there, Pennine Bridleway to Wycollar, half a mile. I don't trust these miles, I don't trust them. Yeah, finish this drink, I'm smashing it. I think I can see my car. Oh, back in the car. Wow, that was a slog back. Somebody stopped for directions, so it was worth it. Not quite sure I saved any mileage, but it was easier walking on that than going through Wycollar again. Oh, and let me just move to one side and give you the stats. I can't click. Hey, there we go. 17.8 miles. I feel pretty damn good. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Though something occurred to me on the trail that perhaps the problem I'm having with my right foot is because my right boot is wrecked. Whether the two issues go hand in hand, but I was looking at my boot, it's come away from the seams. Around about Christmas time, I'm going to do a gear update. I'm going to do a few gear updates as individual videos, I think. boots, Gary, various bits and pieces that I've used this year. So I'm going to do a sort of end of year roundup, and not going to lie, Salomon 4s have disappointed me a little bit. I mean, I'm still wearing the Salomon 1s to walk the dog, and they are like putting on slippers. They're so comfy, where these fall into bits. But I'm going to save it for the review and start looking for a new pair. Don't know what I'll get next. Anyway, the trail, absolutely fantastic. What a day. Absolutely wonderful. The rain never materialised, which I'm grateful for. That's answered prayer, even though it was given for 3. And BBC are rarely wrong. What did we add? We had first we got the first trig point at Pendle Hill, and when I checked on the map, we definitely walked past it, so I'm going to check the video, and by now you'll already know if I do have video footage of it. From there we trudged through farmland to get to the Wainman's Pinnacle, the salt and pepper pots, and Lund Tower. Kind of walking his dog slowly. Yeah, so we got to Lund Tower, thankfully able to get through the gap. Hopefully I showed you that on the map. That rhymes. Met a few people on the way, then we headed south, got up onto the moors, got that trig point bagged, which was great, and came down off the moors. It's going to be a new word, sorry. Met up with the shepherds. That was fantastic. Having a chat with them, and then moseyed our way back to Yorkshire Bridge. Yeah, I'm kind of gutted we didn't finish the trail as I'd planned, but we had achieved everything that I wanted to achieve, which ain't a bad thing. And going over old ground, just not for me. So hitting the road, that was fine. I'm running a bit behind on time. Not an issue, because I love spending time with Dan, so I'm excited to go and chill out. I might even treat myself to a cheeky drink. Some snacks, I'm going to have a takeaway, watch a film, have some good brotherly time together, which I really appreciate. So I don't mind caning it to get back for him. I've got my Saturday and Sunday to relax, do the video. Fantastic. I can see I'm in a good mood. Really am. It's been a while since we've done, including walking the dog for 3 miles this morning, over 20 miles today, and I feel fine. I just need to sort this right boot out. So, right guys, I am off. I'm going to get the Google on, get the sat nav, and I'm heading home and get some snacks and some drinks. Yeah, so no doubt guys, as you well know, and I will say thanks to the new subscribers, thanks for getting on board. Some of you dropped messages to me this week, fantastic. Thank you very much guys, it's a real boost, do appreciate it. I will see you next time back on the trail.